here's part 2 I should have made on the map, the stationary flat Earth map that I found in the Library of Congress, and it's by Professor John George Abazad, I believe. John George Abazad, Syrian-American professor. He claims it's a true map of the flat stationary Earth. And this was 1920. This is the back of the map, which has kind of a, it's hard to see his face, but and by the way, I tried to find information on him, and I really am having a hard time digging up anything. Hoping some of the viewers might be able to find out any information about him. But in case you haven't seen on the back of the map, and let me show you. This is the map. He claims, Professor John Abazad. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but here's his map. Somebody viewing this that knows Arabic can verify for us what is being written here. He claims to have published this map to reveal the true posture of the Earth. First, to help the people in recognition of the fact that the Earth is flat and does not move. Second, so that the young people in schools and in higher positions may have the benefit of the truth. He claims there are many proofs that the subject is true, as you will be sure to find in his book, The Enlightenment of the World. Yeah, I thought it said enlightenment, but it's enlightenment of the world. The theory of the round and floating Earth, the spinning ball Earth, is false, and you should not believe in it as long as you yourself can see and feel that the Earth is a plane object and is standing still, and you will see that the sun, moon, and stars are daily in motion. They arrive every day from the east to the west. The sun's light progresses from the south, advancing to the north, and returns in 1 year. On account of the moving of, I lost my place. I can't even read. On account of the moving of the sun from the south to the north and return, we get the 4 seasons, namely spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So apparently it's not due to the tilt, which interestingly that everybody has pointed out, tilt from 90 degrees is 66.6 degree tilt. Yeah, right. I think that's a big clue right there. So he goes on to say the surface of the Earth is divided into 5 zones. The first is the north center. It's the little dark north circle that he puts on the map. It's dark for 6 months and lighted for 6 months. Sometime in the future there will be some explorer who will cross it. That was in 1910 or 20, I think he wrote this. I don't know. That's interesting that he says that, because I don't remember when Admiral Byrd was said to have crossed it, but anyway. Second, the North Temperate Zone is the most desirable to live in. The most industrious and the most powerful nations inhabit this zone. Third, the torrid zone, the tropics, is hot daily as the sun is over it always. The sun's body does not move out of this zone to a very great extent. Fourth, the south temperate zone has about the same climate as the north temperate zone. Fifth, the south circle is dark and icy like the north center, but no one can ever cross this circle, as it is the edge of the earth and is dangerous to life. So I'd be curious to see, what people have to say about that. That's a bold statement right there. I mean, that's basically, this guy had this map out in 1910 or 20, whatever it was, 1920, I think. And it's registered with the Library of Congress, and he's saying the south circle is dark and icy, just like on the azimuthal equidistant map, where you see the Antarctica is basically he's saying the same thing. It's a ring of ice. And we live on a pizza, basically, with the crust of the pizza is the ice ring. And he says it cannot be crossed and is dangerous to life. The south circle is the largest of the 5 zones. Also, the nights are longer when the sun is moving near the south circle. But when the sun moves near the north, he should have called it maybe north circle, the north center, the night is about 8 hours in the north temperate zone. And the north center is lighted for 6 months, like up in Alaska. This is a proof that the north is not like the south in shape, neither the south like the north. Anyway, so if the earth was round, as some people imagine, the shape of the North Pole and the South Pole would be exactly the same. Then the North Pole and also the South Pole would have 6 months of darkness and 6 months of light. Also, the sun takes more time to move around from east to west near the South Circle. Take a journey around the South Circle and another around the North Center, and you will find it a much shorter distance around the North Center, or North Circle, which proves that the North and the South are not the same shape as people claim. After you have studied the truth of my work, you will know I am right. If anyone desires more explanation, I will be pleased to give it. He gives his name, address, and city and state, Boston, Massachusetts. This is 1920, so I doubt the guy is still around. Any researchers out there, maybe you can track this guy down, or maybe find out if he had any children, and let's see what their take is on this. And then let me flip this around and show you what he wrote here as a proof. It says, a natural proof by the water. Suppose you put 5 steamers on the ocean as it is done here at an equal distance from each other as far as eye can reach, as far as the eye can see, and from it measure the surface of the water. From and to every point you will find the same measurements. By this you will know that the surface of the water is flat and level, and the water proves that the earth is flat and stationary. I don't know, maybe someone can elaborate on how to do this experiment. Here it is right here. It's right on the Library of Congress website. Bibliographic information. You can download a TIFF and high res. Look at that, 63.4 megabytes. That's huge. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and if anybody has any information on this professor, let us know. Thanks. It says on the Library of Congress, I mean, there's, 3,183 general maps. So there's a lot of maps. And you might want to take a look, because there are plenty of other maps. 1895, 1840, 1812, 1840. So it looks like everybody and their brother has put out a map. 1826, 1800, 1962, 1893. Gee, that one looks familiar. This is 2004, 2010, 22. Oh, it's getting more oblate. Yeah, 2010. By 2010, now they show the oblate, but it's not pear-shaped. I'm not seeing much of a pear. Library of Congress is providing access to these materials for educational and research purposes. It is not aware of any U.S. copyright protection. It says here, you can use it for fair use, educational purposes, under the fair use clause. You can check this out right there on the Library of Congress. Here's some information. It says he was born in 1868. I didn't see that before. 1868. He was 52 when he made this map. I really was not expecting to see something like this in the Library of Congress. So, my initial thoughts are, well, if it ever comes out that this is true, they can say, well, gosh, I mean, we've got, there's over 3,000 maps and, over 3,000 general maps in the Library of Congress. So they're like, we're not hiding anything. It's right there for anybody to see. It's right there in the Library of Congress. But I think they'd have a hard time explaining why they pushed the globe on us for the last 500 years. If that only exists in our imagination. So, I mean, they basically created a false reality for us by indoctrinating us at an early age to believe that we're living on a spinning ball. I mean, it's just, if that is the case, then I can't even wrap my head around how sick the psychopaths are that are running this place. And it's got to be a spiritual battle thing, it's just, I just can't believe that, people would be able to do this and pull something like this off without the help of supernatural forces, you know, and I'm talking the kind of that are written about in the Bible that you know, Jesus cast out, yeah, just, I mean, in one person, a legion of demons. It's kind of sad, but when you think about all the deception that's going on in the world, and you think, you know, this could be the truth. If this is true, I mean, why isn't it being taught? You know, why are we being fed the spinning ball, heliocentric, sun worshipping stuff? It's hard to wrap my head around this, but anyway, this lends a lot of credence to the AE map that everybody, all the flat earthers, are using. Even though Tiger Dan wasn't able to line up all the airports and triangulate them, that doesn't mean it's wrong. And plus, you know, the flights over the south, the Antarctica, boy, how naive is that? I mean, anyway. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.